Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN. Today, we are going to be taking a look at the latest dev feedback for August and September that the CoD team has compiled for us. So let's dive in and see what they have for us. Hopefully, more good than questionable. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you throw us out because it helps out a lot. Thanks. All right, number one. We have, and already some good reactions on some of these. City Garrison Hero preset. Can we please change the City Garrison Heroes preset to always include your selected pet and artifact, simply using a hero pair in open field with your selected pet or artifact resets your preferences even upon returning to the city unless manually equipped again. Thank you for your feedback. We will consider optimizing the preference settings for Garrison Heroes, War Pets, and artifacts. To be honest, this just makes sense to me. I didn't even know that this really wasn't a thing. I would have just assumed flat out that anytime you're able to set presets that they either stay in place forever and or you're able to fully customize these. And like there's nothing that kind of breaks them or opts them out of what you had initially set. So yeah, this seems like an absolute win. And we're not just going to hard it up. We're going to yeah it up. Okay, auto help. We have add automatically clicked help while account online. This feature could be linked to the monthly bundle or at a certain membership level or at a certain alliance center level. Oh, I see what they mean here. I'm actually okay. Okay, I think let's see what the answer. The auto help function has been tested on the new server and will be rolled out to all servers following the completion of testing. Okay. The help thing to me, I can see both sides of it because having the click help, yes, it is important to do that. And there actually is real-time availability to do this or real-time benefit to do this as well by distributing out helps quickly, especially if you're trying to get these things done in the beginning. I can only imagine how impactful something like this will be for newer kingdoms as well when they're trying to level up as efficiently as possible and save as much time as possible. I mean, just think about oftentimes how long you're waiting for people to click the help button. I remember grinding new accounts out and you're just waiting for them to finish clicking the help button so you can either have max helps and use your speed ups or try to get to a certain level to where you can go and research some tech that will reduce some building speeds, building time, and then eventually you'll use speed ups. But it's all about kind of getting to where you need to get to before you consider using speed ups once max helps have been hit. And so adding something in to help that, to me, I feel like this is a massive win on newer kingdoms and those that are in season 1 and or just kind of still going through all of their building grind up to 25. And I imagine, for the research as well, right? So you're kind of like really helping building and research out here in a massive way in the kind of beginning, and I'd say beginning middle stages of the game. However, the other side of this, which is, okay, now we're getting into more automation, again, you can maybe consider this to not be a big thing. Maybe it is a little bit of a smaller thing, depending on how you view it. But I am always cautious, at least when it comes to kind of what we are automating and then how much automation are we doing. I'll give you a good example. I do think there's some things on the management side that can use more automation. So that way you can really focus your management attention elsewhere, given already how massive of a job you have to do. However, something like helps, yes, you do have to take time to click those. However, and again, maybe your view is, okay, well, let me reduce the amount of time I have to go and click and let me focus more on doing events. So maybe that's the play. I'd love to hear what you guys think on this. Again, I'm kind of 50-50. Like I'm not massively for it, massively against it, but I do think it will be a net positive and a benefit, especially for those early season kingdoms. This is a mobilization event, right? Mob optimization. Improve quality of life for everyone during Alliance Mob. Current problem, tedious time consuming for R4 to keep refreshing unwanted quests every 2 minutes. I like how, and I'm going to say this, I really appreciate this time, how they picked longer quotes that are giving you a little bit more detail on what the topic and suggestion is, instead of just giving us a 1-sentence line. So good job on picking these. Current problem, tedious, and okay, people spending time online starting at the quest screen, waiting for the quest if they need. We did not spend time and money to play this war game to stare at a quest. There are many unwanted quests that I think 99.69%, very specific number there, of the people do not take it. And it is really wasting our time to refresh these quests, which forces R4 to stay online meaninglessly. I could see that. Solution, provide a filter function for R5, R4 to select which quests and which points bracket to display, similar to Marketplace, where we can filter which RSS or which star skills to purchase. Just that you add an additional for which score and above you want to display, i.e. merits trader 200 points and above. These will allow members to see quests they want, and when refresh, it displays similar quests and do not require further refresh to get them. Additionally, it allows management to display quests for certain days that aligns with other events like SLE or Day 3 of BOW, where the focus is training troops. Ooh, I like that. And I want to point out, I don't know who wrote this suggestion, but the fact that you added in an elevated piece that is connected to it, and you did it intelligently, thinking, okay, well, this is the suggestion I'm hitting, but let me think about all the different ways I can connect this suggestion to something else that will allow for me to be more efficient and effective in this event, but how it can also tie into other ones, right? So you can kind of like double dip in some areas or min max. Love the fact that they included that as a last line. Lovely ad. Thank you for your suggestions and feedback. We are currently considering optimizing the quest for mobilization and may introduce some personalized quests in future updates. Please stay tuned and further details in subsequent update announcements. Okay, so again, consideration. This isn't like a massive win, but it seems like at least it's the start of a further of a next to get to the next step of a conversation. So okay, perms for removing towers and roads. If the wrong tower is deleted, many players can be hurt during war, so this requires a high level of trust. And only a few officers should have that permission. Deleting roads hurts no one, and deleting roads is a necessary part of the building cycle, since only 5 things can be built at once. Everyone with permission to build should have permission to delete roads. Okay. Please create separate permissions for deleting towers versus deleting roads. This is a big management issue for leadership now. Okay, we will consider separating the permissions for moving towers and roads. Awesome. Okay, that's great. Again, I think I understand what they're saying here. And they're basically saying, like, listen, if an officer or someone just says, like, listen, can you guys remove these things? Like, anyone can go and do it. And if it doesn't really impact or affect anything, is it something that can really help you and just kind of save some of those management pieces compared to them maybe coming up with some other kind of feature to address this? Sure. In that case, I'd probably take it as a win. Okay. Archer optimization. Buff archers in whatever you deem suitable. Damn, that's a broad one. Okay. They have no use in PvP anymore and are just used to kill infantry. If this does not happen soon, Archer player base will reduce further, making calves not fun, and game will die sooner than it should. Okay. Soon. I like how we got 28 soons here. Archer optimization is currently under development. Regarding the previously announced Archer buffs, we have carefully considered players' opinions and discussions. To ensure the changes are well received by the majority of players, we have decided to refine the plan and are currently designing a new approach. Please stay tuned for further updates. Okay. I mean, listen, it would have been nice if they said, like, this was the general direction we were thinking about before. Now here is the new direction we're thinking about. Or if they come out with another update and say, listen, here's the general direction we're looking at. We'd love to get some feedback on what people think. And or any, like, even if they came up with, like, here's a soft idea on what we're looking at in early stage development, let's get some feedback, right? I hope they do something like that before potentially coming out with a final change. It would just be nice because you never know, man. Sometimes just more eyes, more brains are better than one or a few. Gathering artifacts. Release 2 more legendary gathering artifacts, gathering heroes for artifacts. So all 5 marches can be gather speed synced. That actually would be nice. The new gathering artifacts will be advanced in the subsequent development plans. Please stay tuned. Okay. Advanced meaning advanced quality or tier, or advanced as in they're going to come out faster. I feel like I can interpret this 2 different ways, but if it says will be advanced, I still feel like I could do it 2 different ways. So maybe that means they're coming out sooner, or is that just the optimistic side of us? Schedule of Supreme Ancestor statue. The Supreme Ancestor should always be open at the start of KVK, right when the ceasefire ends, so people can fight. I think this is a better solution than farming merits off each other just to clear out the member shop. Considering the season schedule, we are sorry that the statue's opening time will not be adjusted for now. We understand your interest in more PvP activities and will explore more ways for players to earn merits in future updates. Please stay tuned. Isn't this because of the way that they're doing the what is it? I was going to say Brink of War, but maybe I'm thinking SLE or something else. I thought there's something, and I'm having a brain fart at the moment, that happens at the beginning of the KVK season, and yeah, now I'm just I hope it's one of those, and I'm not just like spitting out, because I'm literally having the biggest blonde moment currently. With that being said, I agree generally that it probably would be nice to have more PvP related activities, even if they're ones that don't burn your hospital bill and or generate a lot of sevs, if you will, but maybe is something that you can do with like longer sustainability with your troops. I don't know. Just it feels, because the thing about having more PvP activities in the KVK is that people will eventually get burned out. Burned out meaning they'll, again, have a massive hospital bill. They'll have a lot of troops in the hospital for sevs. They'll take any deads for rallies, etc. But eventually you're going to get to a point where you're going to have to wait until you either choose to RSS heal or you're getting enough back from the free healing. So, I guess what I'm saying with this is that, yeah, maybe for like the number 1, number 2, number 3 KVKs where they can do something like that and don't necessarily have to hoard maybe as much for zone openings out in the open field / bastion rallies, gate rallies, etc. Right? It might be more conducive to having PvP related events where you're not burning and just draining troops prior to zone openings, but you can still have a good enjoyment. And maybe that's something like having the troops have a little bit more survivability within a certain area for PvP activity, or maybe doing something else that's PvP related. I'd have to really think about kind of what the answer or solution is here. I understand where they're going with this, and I do think it does make some sense, but I feel like maybe a little bit more thought has to get put into this. Display achievements in the profile. Please add more profile icons or badges for players who win a KVK season. I understand that kingdoms already have their history recorded, but individual players should also have a way to showcase their achievements. Personal recognition would add more motivation and a sense of pride for players who put in the effort during each season. I actually think this is, I think whoever wrote this is spot on. There's nothing wrong or incorrect about what they said. This is absolutely something that needs to get added. The fact is that I can give you one example. The amount of people that have chosen to continue their free-to-play journey in Call of Dragons and or go for historical rankings or records or just history in that area, a number of people have come to me and said, boss, like I chose to stay free to play. Like I chose to grind for this new world record because of the light that you give to free-to-play players and that you have a historical ranking system and archiving, if you will, of feats that have been accomplished from free-to-play players. And so I absolutely think this is something that they can do and maybe even expand more on eventually. We will optimize the display system for personal alliance achievements in future updates. Awesome. Okay, no, this is good stuff. I'm going to give you get an yeah from me. Discharge. Make it so if you accept a voucher, it takes immediate effect and cannot be revoked after matchmaking starts. Yeah, right. Improvements to discharges are currently in progress. We are planning to make immediate discharges mandatory once matchmaking commences. Please look forward to the update. Okay, there you go. Getting yeah from me. I'm shocked no one else yeah that. Okay, alliance rankings issue. Please remove ghost alliances. Currently, you can encounter ghost alliances that no longer exist on the map, but still show up on the list because the cities of members that no longer exist are still recorded as part of the game. Oh, interesting. So it's kind of like a bug. There are situations where a single account created an alliance stayed inactive for so long that it disappeared from the map, yet the alliance it belonged to is still displayed in the rankings with that ghost account. Thank you for your suggestion. Currently, inactive leagues will be removed from the search page during Season 1. Subsequent seasons will feature an optimized display showing players based on their power rankings. Okay. Streamlining treatment. Add a hospital shortcut to the HUD when not viewing your base, maybe next to the pet sanctuary button so that we don't have to go back to our base to heal. That makes sense. We will consider streamlining treatment operations, which may not be presented via quick action buttons. Please stay tuned. Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, I think this makes sense, right? You're trying just to be efficient and optimized, especially if you're out in the field fighting. Okay. Or for any other reason, right? Merit issues. The merit shop should always include a 600K skill. We are making literally millions of merits, but this week my merit shop contained 3 skills worth 50K, and the reset, once again, 3 skills at 50K, so my entire merit store worthless. than worth less than 500K merits. What's the point? Next week, no fighting and 600K skills probably. We will optimize the merit system, significantly increasing the weekly storage capacity merit for merits. Furthermore, fellowship system will return to the future updates where merits can be used to purchase items for others to consume any surplus merits. Okay, nice. Look at that. Please for further detail. Lovely. Dude, there we go. Okay, that sounds like a win. And I guess you could do it where you have like tiered areas. I don't know necessarily if that's how they do it, where it's like 0 to 100, 100 to 200, and then you have like a chance of getting, but that could be something where you have certain tiered windows or brackets, and then you have a chance of getting certain things when you do a refresh or I guess a reset on there. Next one, limit cavalry and rail. Limiting the number of cavalry and rail, like having 5 to 10 dedicated cavalry slots and reducing the damage of any other cavalry by 30 to 50%. Interesting. My only thing here is that if you decide to do something like that, I feel like you should probably do that across all the troop types. Like maybe you do something where you say, like, wouldn't that be interesting if you did a row and you said like you have to have 1/5 of each troop type represented, right? That would be interesting if they did something like that. To ensure the stability of row during its current run, existing rules will remain the same. That makes sense because they got to finish out Road League. We will consider enhancing other troop types in the future Battle Abyss and continue to refine the row rules. Last one, recruitment board. Ooh, dude, you guys already know, man, I'm such a big fan of this kind of stuff. The game should offer a system to connect, and we've recommended this before. I've given the example from Infinity Kingdom on how they've done their things. So offer a system to connect players and kingdoms more efficiently. Right now, players who are looking for a kingdom and kingdoms that are looking for new members mainly rely on Discord to find each other. Absolutely. This is something they should have built out an in-game migration system like from day one. I mean, I'm shocked Rock doesn't have this, man. It's just think about how many players are lost and or lose interest or quit the game just because they don't know how to find a quality new home, somewhere to go to, or how to more efficiently get recruits to come to their kingdom. It goes both ways, right? Whether they're going or whether they're trying to go somewhere, or if you're trying to recruit people to your kingdom. Like, this could be so much better if they built out a system in game. Absolutely. So right now, players who are looking for kingdom, okay, rely on Discord. While that works, this kind of system should be integrated directly. Let's see, there you go. Look, this person said the same thing. For example, when operating the migration scheme, there could be an extra tab showing a list of kingdoms that are currently recruiting, along with their requirements such as power, skills, activity levels, etc. We've said this. Players could filter this list using sliders or tags to match their preferences. Checking each kingdom one by one is time consuming, and again, we've talked about this, right? Do it like an open table restaurant reservation platform, right? You got to have different filters so people can figure out what they want. We've suggested this. Okay, and often you don't even know if that kingdom is actually recruiting. At the same time, players or even whole groups should be able to add themselves to a looking for kingdom list with a short description, power level, and goals. This would make it easier for both players and recruiters to find a good match. Absolutely. Adding such a feature would make kingdom migration more accessible, organized, and fair, especially for new and solo players who aren't deeply connected to Discord communities yet. Absolutely. Let's see what they say. The recruitment function will soon be optimized. Wow, so they are actually adding something. In 1.0.42, introducing an immigration announcement to inform players of each. Okay, it's just an announcement board, right? Which is a recruitment board. What they're talking about here is like an actual migration system. Hopefully that's the next step, but I do think a recruitment board is a good step in the right direction. All right, that is it for us on this one. Let me know what you guys think. Which one caught you most? Which one are you most excited about? Which one are you a little iffy about? Let me know in the comments. That's it for us. As always, until next time, we will catch you later. Say bye.